You're listening to the Indie Echo Podcast, a showcase of independent music and the artists that make it. I'm Jordan, producer at High Five Music. Shane is a producer, singer, and songwriter who lays his vocals over a classic 80s style soundscape. His EP, Alaska, and new singles Everytime and Disguise are out now.
I can't even lie. I want you back in my life, but I know you don't wanna, so I'm not gonna imply anymore. Tell me what you want.
I'm Shane, all caps on my name. I'm from Maryland.
You are.
I've been around Maryland. I've only been here, so I haven't like moved around at all.
What city? What city?
What city? I'm in Bladensburg right now. I don't remember where I was from, because I'm always moving around.
Okay. I'm from Harford County, up north. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
And when it comes to stuff I listen to as like younger, it's always been different stuff. Like my mom, my grandma, my dad, they always play like different older sounds. My mom usually plays like Usher and stuff. Usher, Justin Timberlake, which is like stuff I got stuck on. I've been listening to freaking Future Sex Love Sound since like ever now. It's like my favorite album.
Good stuff.
My grandma, she plays like 50 Cent sometimes. I remember being younger, I was like, what the heck is this? This is crazy. And it was like so much fun just listening to all that stuff. And like I think also hearing some Erykah Badu, and my dad usually plays he plays a lot of Biggie even now. He plays a lot of Biggie. Listening to that stuff, I thought it was like super cool. So like it was very much like, I think the more pop sound was just what gravitated to me more. I always listening to lyrics, even if it's like rap or pop or whatever it is, you know?
Mm-hmm. And so when did you start writing music?
Writing? I was like super little. I usually like just wrote. I think maybe I started when I was maybe 10, I believe. I think it was 10, started like getting into like sounds and stuff, just writing. I used to love writing rap. I don't even know why, because like I'm not even doing that anymore, but I used to love just writing rap songs and stuff over and over again when I was like 10 to 12. That's really what I was into a lot.
And so when did this transition to your singing style come?
Singing, I remember just a bunch of times where I was writing raps and I was like singing my own hooks and stuff. And then one time, I think my brother showed up and we were playing a song. It was Location by Khalid. And I sang the entire hook. And then my brother just looked at me, he's like, dude, you can do this singing stuff. And I was like, I can singing, I'd probably get into it. And then more and more as time passed, I was like kind of going off the rap stuff. And I started like just doing singing stuff. And that's like, I just started recording whatever I could, just singing in like my mic and stuff. That's pretty much how it started.
And where did you get this affinity for the 80s sound?
I just like, again, like listening to a lot of these older stuff, and like out of nowhere, like I was listening to maybe like the Weeknd and stuff, and listening to some like his most recent album, and it had like a lot of 80s inspired stuff. And I thought it would be so cool if I like wanted to work on my own version of that. And as soon as like I started working on stuff like Alaska and Everytime and Disguise, I was like, this sounds like really good. And like it does have that 80s vibe. So I started just listening to more of that, listening to stuff like just like I just have this whole playlist of like Wham and freaking just Wham and like some other artists. Bonnie, I think her name is Bonnie Tyler, I think that's her name. Freaking Holding Out for a Hero, that song is awesome. That song is straight up awesome. And I just was like, this is amazing. This sound is amazing. I might get into more electronic sounds, probably, because I'm having a lot of fun with it.
Yeah. And for someone who's only started releasing music, I guess in the last 2 years or so.
It was 3 years.
Yeah, like you have quite the catalog so far. I mean, you have what is it two album? Well, an album and an EP and a bunch of singles,
It's
right?
Yellow Teeth. That's a mixtape that I worked on. I put it out, and I have about 4 EPs out now, but like one is on streaming services.
Gotcha. And the main one you're here to promote today is Alaska. So how did Alaska come about?
Well, I was just stuck because like I wasn't recording for a while, but I was just making a lot of beats, a lot of sounds. I was like, this stuff just goes hard. I was like, just making a bunch of pop sounds, some ballady stuff that I thought would be cool to work on. And at first, like, I was planning on making it all as like singles. That was the first idea, was like make them all as singles, but I was like, it's kind of coherent. So I was like, maybe just make it into like 1 6-track long project. And like, I'll just release like one as a single, which I thought was pretty cool. And I was like, yeah, this is Alaska and it sounds really cool. I was vibing with it a lot. So like, I feel like that's how it came about.
And where did the actual title come from?
It's a lot of different things. I try to stay ambiguous for like a lot of stuff that, like the meaning behind stuff. Mm-hmm. But I think it was just like a cool name. I think if I had to simplify it, I just thought it was like a cool name to name a project. Because I've never named anything after a place. Like always, when I make stuff, I always want to try something I haven't done, or I haven't done it in this way. So like that's how I'm going to keep going and just try different things. Just like I could like do something this way, or like I could do an entirely new thing, that's why I felt with the titles.
And the title track of Alaska, it's one of the more mellow tracks, I guess, on the album or the EP, and it's really just atmospheric and beautiful. Yeah. So you did a great job there.
Thank you. I do like it a lot. It's one of my favorites. I would say.
I'm falling down. I'm losing patience. I don't know how much I can take. It's hurting now. I know how much we need each other, but I'm not gonna let you get away. Yeah.
So you start the EP with Exodus, and it's a really it just has a nice fun vibe to it. It makes you just like dance around.
That's what I want to do.
Excellent.
I definitely wanted to start it out with something that made you dance. I mean, made you move. That's why like the first few tracks was doing was like at least like made you groove a little bit.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't wanna be in love tonight. I just want someone to hold me tight. Yeah, I don't wanna be in love tonight. I'm not there.
And what would you say was like one of the harder songs to put together?
The hardest songs I would say would be Circles, definitely, because like I was working on that beat forever, and I was changing the name like a bunch of different times, and then I tried to like write lyrics to it, and I was just like, it took a lot of time. It didn't take too much, maybe like a few weeks, which is like the longest I've ever really written for a song. But it definitely did take the most time.
I know we keep running away, but we keep running in circles. And I know we keep running away until we're running in circles.
So do you always start with the beat first?
Sometimes, and then sometimes I like play one of my instruments, like my keyboard or my ukulele. I'm just like, just singing lyrics and stuff. And I'm like, oh, these could definitely work. These could, yeah. And I just sometimes it's beats, sometimes it's lyrics. So most days it's beats. So.
And then you go into every day, like you said, the first three are kind of more upbeat.
Yeah.
And were there any direct inspirations for those?
Any direct inspirations? I would say not necessarily, but actually, you know what? For every day, I'm gonna throw one out there, and I'll say like the bass line was definitely inspired by Thundercat. I was listening to a lot of Thundercat, like a few different songs. I just want to I was like, what if I just did like the funkiest bass line, the jazziest drum beat? I was just like dun, 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 dun. I was just going nuts with it. After a while, I would say that definitely.
Love a funky bass line. Those are nice.
I love funky bass. Lately I've been super obsessed with bass. I don't know why. I want to try like the funkies like with Exodus or Everyday. I'm just trying to like figure out how to make it like the bass move as much as I make the beat itself move.
'Cause every day I lose myself, I break apart, no one to help. Every day I feel alone, I lose control. That's every day.
With Circles, I was just like, I gotta make something that makes me yell. I gotta start like, if I start with like a sad sounding track, I gotta start yelling more. And I was just like, I feel like this would be a way to start it. And then I go into other tracks and start yelling more. When it comes to songwriting, I'm like, sometimes it's like super easy because the words just fall out of me, literally all the time when I write songs. And after like I make the beat, I just write the songs and the words are just like, boom, this is already what you think of. And I rarely get writer's block. So like it's a lot easier for me to write a song. And like when it comes into it, I'm just like, ugh, 'cause the beat just, I think it says enough. And then I have to explain. I have to show but not tell. In like a lot of different ways.
And you end the EP with Voicemail, which you have this classic like Aha style 80s beat.
Yeah,
it's really cool. And is there a story behind that one?
Cool. There's a lot of stories. I feel like there's a few different things mixed into there, especially with the drum beat. I kind of like, I didn't even think about Aha, but I was thinking about like Joji. I was listening to a lot of Joji, and I was listening like his drum beats go like really fast, and I was like, what if I just sang some sad crap over like some like really fast sounding beat? And I was like, it sounded so cool when I did it. And I feel like when I was writing it, I was just talking about a lot of different things. Again, keeping it ambiguous. I was talking about a lot of different things that involved like phone calls that I was having. It was a lot of emotional type of vibes going on in that song.
It doesn't hurt enough. Wish I could drink the night some more. I give you so many chances, so why won't you go?
And your most recent releases are Everytime and Disguise. And was there anything that you learned between your EP release and these single releases in terms of songwriting or production?
I learned that I wanted to make something that sounded a lot more fun and a lot more groovy, even though like Alaska was like super groovy and fun. With Everytime and Disguise, I was like, how can I add on to Alaska, but like not like make it a luxe version? And I feel like that's what I did. I was like adding on to it. I was adding a few more tracks, which felt like, extras, but like also it could be its own thing. Like Everytime in Disguise is not like an EP. It was like a double single. like two singles with like the same artwork, which I thought was pretty cool. So I felt like what I learned from that was just, I'm gonna make even more fun sounding stuff. I'm gonna go all out with it. The stuff that just makes people want to dance.
Every single time when we're close, I just wanna stay away. Every single time.
And was that like purely a personal decision, or is that based off of some of the reaction to Alaska?
Mostly personal. Like a lot of reactions I was getting for Alaska was more like, it just sounds really good. I was like, I'm gonna double down on that one. Sounds really good. It'll sound even better.
Yeah.
Well, people have told me like some songs were like, oh man, you should have done it like that again. Like, remember that song you did? You should do that one again. I was like, yeah, I already did it. I was like, I'm gonna try something else.
Exactly. And I love the that synth lead in Everytime. Just classic 80s.
Yeah, that's a good one. That was good. I love that one. I knew when I made the beat, I was like, I gotta do something that makes people want to repeat it. Like if you hear that synth lead, you gotta go into keyboard, go dun 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 dun, just go over and over again. Because that's what I was doing like with a lot of different songs. I was hearing them, I was like, I want to repeat. I want to like play it on my own keyboard. I was like, I gotta do that with my own stuff. Try to like, get everybody just onto it. You know what I'm saying?
This memorable melodic hooks, I love them every time.
Memorable.
You do a similar thing in Disguise as well. Yeah.
Yep. I kind of made it a pattern at a point. I was like, this time though, I didn't really want. I mean, people could have repeated it if they wanted to, but I just wanted to make something sound like. And when you listen to it, you're like, oh, man, this is good. Like that's the type of lead I was doing with Disguise. I was like, every time I listen to it too, like when I listen to it, I'm like, who did this? Oh my, it sounds so good. And I'm like, oh wait, that's right, it was me. I did that. That's fire.
You ever get your own melody stuck in your head? That's
most of the time.
Yeah.
A lot of the time I've been listening to that stuff over and over again. I'm just like, that sounds so good. And just wow.
I can see all the pain. I mean everything. And I know you're hurting. It really hurts when I look in your
You mentioned wanting to explore more maybe electronic realms, or are there any other genres you want to explore in the future?
Oh, there's some ideas out there. I'm not gonna give it all away, but like there's some vibes that I've been like thinking, did I put my own style into this? Gotta try it out. And I know I will over the future. I know I will do a bunch of different stuff because I'm never gonna do the same thing. But like I'll definitely listen to like a lot of different genres and stuff. I'm like, I could definitely do this if I wanted to. I'm gonna think about it over the few years. I'm doing a bunch of different sounds already. Do even more different ones in the future.
Mm-hmm. And is performing live something you do, or you want to do?
I would love to go live, go on a tour and stuff. I have not though. I've not really been on live. I did like a live version of like Alaska on YouTube though, but I haven't gone like live yet.
And if you did, would it be like with tracks, or would you play some of it on your keyboard, or?
I could probably go in and out. I'd probably give me a looper thing, probably like loop like my own sounds, and maybe like I'd try some stuff out. I have to like be on tour to find out if I really want to do it all at once, or like maybe give me a keyboard, whole band back behind me. I have to figure it out. When I'm actually out there.
What would you say is the fan favorite track of yours?
It's usually Exodus or Drowning. One of them two. It's usually the fan favorites. Okay. Sometimes people tell me that Circles is really good, which I like because I like that song. And like sometimes people tell me like songs that I did not expect them to like as much. Like I remember releasing some of my older stuff, and they were like, "This one song's fire." I'm like, I didn't even think he was gonna like that one. That's crazy. But yeah, for Alaska, I think the fan favorites are usually Exodus and Drowning. Is like either one of those two or like both of them.
What would be like a dream collaboration of yours? Would that be just like The Weeknd or something like that?
The Weeknd would probably be cool to work with, but right now I feel like when it comes to future collaborations, it's usually other people like I'm talking to, like artists I'm talking to, or like some of these underrated artists. Like there's one artist, his name is Zach Greer. Dude, I would love to. I don't know what we would do together, but I would love to work with him. Or like this other artist, I think her name is Maida. Or Maida. But like her voice is awesome, and I would love to hop on whatever. If she tells me like I got this song, I think it would sound great on there. I'm like, send it over. That's it. We're done. It's over. Send it over. Right? You know?
Yeah.
Have you done? My number, whatever.
Have you done features?
I've done a few features, like maybe 3, 4. Like I've done a few. Definitely want to do more. I love working with people. You know, even if I go overboard with it, I love it. I love features.
Yeah.
Definitely want to get into songwriting, producing, whatever. You know, I love working with other people as much as I love doing my own stuff.
It lets you not only try something a little new, but it gets you and your artistry in front of new audience, which is really cool.
100%. Like people, I can hop on this type of track, and people like, how'd you do that? You was on that track. You on a rap track, but you be singing now? What? Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
Exactly.
I'll be like, yep. That's it.
And would you consider either producing or writing for other artists, like as a behind the scenes?
I definitely would love to. I love to co-write, co-produce, write, produce, whatever it takes. It's all really fun. And I've stepped my toe into it. I've dipped my toe into a few things here and there, but nothing like concrete. Like, there's none of my beats on other people's voices yet. That's not happened yet. Like in a concrete sense.
In the beginning of your career right now, but are there any career highlights so far? Maybe someone recognized your music, or
there's some few things that I just really took in. I'm always happy for anything. Any even like little thing that happens in my career, I'm happy for it. But like, I remember one time I was like, there's this artist I was listening to. His name is Alan Hawkshaw, and he got like these really cool like classical like TV show music that I used to listen to I still listen to on Spotify. I found his Instagram. I followed him, and then he followed me back. I lost it. I was like, oh my god, that is awesome. That is so cool. I was like, what? Followed me back. The dude's like so old too, but like he seems so cool. And his music is it's just so much fun to listen to. It's really good. It's just instrumentals, but like it's like so it sounds so like jazzy, very jazzy.
Now, is that something you would want to do, like all instrumental tracks?
Like I said, I mean, very, very ambiguous towards anything future-wise, but definitely I imagine when I'm like 30-something, 40-something, definitely want to get into instrumental tracks. Probably get my songs on like movies, TV shows, which would be awesome. Yeah. Definitely a dream.
I could see them fitting in well. Yeah.
I also would like to shout out right now. I love to shout out my little group, my band. We're on Wedding Crashers. It's me and my friend. We have some songs out, 2 EPs out, and I just want to shout us out because that like Wedding Crashers. That's on it's on top of my head. Like I want to be right below us. Like that's what I want to be because I want us to get bigger than me. That's my dream. And I want to show love to my boy Spencer because that's my homie, and we make music together and separately.
Also in Maryland?
Also in Maryland, yeah.
Cool.
I have not. It's funny because like I have not really met him, but like we live like 10 hours away from each other, and we like talk a lot, so it's pretty cool.
What are you hoping people who listen to your music take away? Is there any like message or kind of theme?
Whatever they can. That's why like I don't really explain my song lyrics because like I want people to just, if they have that thought in their head, like this is what this song is about. I'm like, that's exactly, like, you know what? That's where you got it. That's exactly what the song's about. It's like, whatever you can't take away, if you can relate in any sort of way, then that's it. That's what the song's about. There you go. You know,
Nailed it. Yeah.
Nailed it. You know, that's even like why I wrote a lot of Elastica too. Is like I also want to write stuff that people can sing back to me. Like when I wrote Drowning, I was like, I just wrote this line like, I can't even lie, I want you back in my life. I was just thinking about people singing that right back to me. Like that's something that like, people would just say like, man, I can't even lie. I'm like, I want you back in my life right here. I'm like, I just would love people to just sing that over again. That would be awesome. You know, just if they can take anything away, whatever it is, it's there.
I kind of end on what's next, but you like to keep it ambiguous. So I don't know if you have any.
I like to keep it ambiguous.
Yeah. So just keep following Shane on the socials, and you'll find out what is next.
Well, you know, so all you gotta do is follow me, and you'll find out.
Yeah. Links to Shane's music and everything else can be found in the show notes. Indie Echo is a product of High Five Music, a digital production studio that brings your bedroom demos to life. If you want your music produced, mixed, or remixed, visit the link on my Instagram at High Five Music, and you can follow the show at Indie Echo Podcast. Thank you for listening.